when you're shooting a movie like this, what's the mood like on set? Because you're going through some horrific things on camera. Are you guys laughing and joking off camera, or is it very serious?
It was the best set ever. It was so much fun.
Yeah, we were enjoying it, actually. And I think it's a natural reaction when things are tense, then you tend to laugh because there's nothing else you can do.
It was so traumatic. Like what we're acting, all the emotions we're putting out there it's so intense, and it's so you get worn out so easily that kind of your comic relief is cut. Yeah. Oh my God, the joke! Oh, wasn't that funny when he died? Ha! Like it's like you need that. So set was so much fun. It was kind of like every time they said cut, it was all laughs.
Yeah, it releases tension.
Yeah. Well, Lorenza, I understand you actually went through a real life experience like this.
Yeah.
And that some of the things in the movie are based on experiences you had.
Yeah. Well, actually, I had one of my friends. When the earthquake happened, I was at a club. It was 3:30 in the morning when it hit, and it was at the end of the summer, so you can imagine the club was full with kids partying, having fun. And the last thing you would expect is a earthquake hit, and because like literally the next day everyone was going back to school, going back to the city, and the earthquake hits, and I remember the club was made out of glass panels, and all the glass comes down and people partying, and you can see the blood coming down from everyone's arms. I remember I was wearing open-toe heels, and like my toes were all covered in blood, and somebody starts screaming like Marcelo, Marcelo, and I see him, and both of his hands are chopped off. We're like, what? And between all of this chaos, we're like, we need to find his hands. That's all we can do. I'm talking about a club covered in people. Like and we ended up finding them. There was ice. We put them in ice, and
that scene's in the movie.
That scene's in the movie, and a lot of effects. Like Nicolas has other stories that were actually in the movie. Like in the club, a guy gets killed by a speaker that actually happened. There's a lot of facts that we.
Was it difficult for you to act this out after living through such a traumatic
yes
experience?
And no. You have to like separate things. I'm an actress, so I kind of it was of course it was a trip. I had to like it was certainly a trip, especially when you see such a realistic set. The art people did an amazing job of creating such a real setup, and I had to say, but then I just took it upon me to make this as a different person, because Kylie is American, she's from New York, she doesn't speak the language, she's never been in an earthquake before. Whereas me, I have been in earthquakes before, I speak Spanish, it's my country, so I kind of took that and twisted it all.
Yeah. Well, and there's a great backstory between your two characters, between the sisters in the film. Did you guys work that out, a lot of that backstory between the two of you, because some of it's even unspoken in the film?
Yeah, I think it was deep underneath, and we just organically, naturally have this relationship, and we didn't really have to work on it too much because we understood each other from the beginning, and we are different. We come from different cultures, and we have different age, so I think that worked and helped us a lot, and also our characters in life are pretty similar to our characters in the movie, so we used the truth and we put it in the movie.
And we had our back life in the movie too, but we shared the same dad, but we had different moms, and she was the more serious one and I was the crazy one, and Daddy had sort of paid her to chaperone me.
Yeah. Well, and the last thing I'll ask you is about working with Eli Roth as an actor when he's helped create the script. Is that sort of a different experience when you're working with the actor who's also the writer?
I thought it was going to be really nerve-wracking because I'm like, what does he want to see? But then it ended up being like us sharing tips. Like, what should I do in the scene? Like, Lorenza, come with me because I want to get scared for the scene. And we would be like, go together, like, get scared for a scene. So it was actually really fun. It wasn't, we had Nico as a director. So it was basically him writing the ship, I think.
No, I didn't really bother because when I'm acting, I see the characters playing, not the actors. I don't care who they are or, where they come from, who is the personality behind. I'm related to the character, so, and I thank God Eli was the same. He was a team player, so he was totally friendly and fair.
And
yeah,
Eli
he gives a great performance.
Such a good job as a gringo. You can't, he's such a gringo nerd, I don't know. It was
with the shirt and in the club. Yeah, no, it's awesome. Thank you so much, ladies. It was great meeting you and great talking to you.
Yeah, thank you.